As for my strong brother who was the first to have a flat lighter, he was filling his teeth. In the last episode, it was said that Jun Xianqi, the squad leader, happened to be a vampire after meeting with Ren Xianqi. He became the first lawyer. Junk is all over human cotton. Ren Xianqi agreed that as long as he heard the sales price of a zombie family, he could be a new person. If you do it, it will almost cost him his life, and he knows the other three, but he beats the heart of the fingerprint portrait in Europe, and divides the rubbish dimension by the small army of vampires. It also casts a big foundation. Of course, this vampire movie starved to death, so at this time, people also became settled and came up with an idea to be the captain today. Maybe the battle is fair and fair. Today, I think we can't beat that. I asked you to also include the head office, so the tug of war is to face the powerful enemy. Give up your own exclusive martial arts cheats. For example, to show the real right person, the man who came from me, Mr. Zongpei was so frightened that he turned around and planned to blow. If you can look at it, you will find that the second floor nearby is okay. The front of the car of which fat woman came to this hotel came into view in an instant, not to mention the change. I can't show it to you today. What is the granularity of replacing students without the influence of self-confidence? It can be this one to catch up with the test cassette. It is estimated that if we talk a few more words. Surrendered, but he told this topic that someone said why the squad leader said that he thought about it. If you really encounter it, you will be generous. The answer said a few words and turned around, you know, yesterday. Really, times are still agents. Oh. It was the trash can who suddenly remembered the person he met before, Xia Zai. He knew that he could no longer be counted as a human being. If he continued to interact with her, he would definitely cry. So he was chased and killed in London with gritted teeth and ruthlessly. Screaming and hurting the squad leader and finally deleting his contact information. Calm down the squad leader, and then set foot on his life. Squad leader, you will run away in a hurry after you say this, and at this time, those kinds of public security bureaus can't bear the disputes themselves. The beauty Juzu also had to delete the application to the board of directors, so in the end, I didn't scold the long-term workers because I didn't recognize the 6 relatives. You can't stop because of the vampire lovers. Well, with such an ugly figure, you know that this is a strong enemy that the garbage army cannot. The shopping arm kicked off like a chick in front of the man, and the reception of the man will change. Pull it all down. Now, you are not so tired. The 14th National Games. Got it? It's not just mom. Sorry. I want one. Don't pay the highest. I'm sleepy. If I read it, Mr. Guo will think of a way. It's been broadcast. After watching the windmill, after watching the polishing, the master's trick Tokyo La 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 ended the battle and got down on both knees. Surrender song La La. Sour and spicy realization can be instant in vampires seldom if it is the week of China Fashion Week. Don't talk about reading, the lampshade is a little sincere. She uses it. All of each other's foundations lead to an apology, not only to put people's belief that Black Silk's thighs were handed over, but also to swear that they would never provoke them again. It's just that garbage Jun's operation just now bowed this buddy's squad leader to see Sun Zengyi meeting the Gregorian calendar. You are a little incredible. As the squad leader, you know the reason why the garbage army is not alienated. He thinks there is a reason. Staying with the child, the garbage circle is very direct. This group is like the Nuwa in Juzhou City. At that time, she was flying like a stone and said that she suddenly felt that it was rare. Fearless can touch the most suitable for children. The basic meaning of that pimple. You look at you point out, you have a thief's heart, but I have no courage, I only dare to look, I dare not touch it, see if my squad leader is good to talk to. Then I know how I can't hide the feeling. Sultry itself. And that woman's. I don't see how my friends answered it right away. How did I pick it up during the hair growth season? If you can't see it, you can even take off your shirt. Then he heard that Ren Xianqi, the child's thigh, took it back, and Shanger split a person pretending to be sleeping. Although you can eat as much as you want. Can you eat it? Have eaten. That's fine if you can find it. It really tastes like making up a little girl. I don't want it. It can kill you. Killed it. It's cheap, It's this Tuesday, Hibiscus told everything to the monitor. Ada, that's only Xiao Ran. Japan is preparing to change clothes in order to support Juan, who is stationed in ASEAN. How can I even fall in love? Well, admiration is not my teeth cleaning, be it. Orcs who are sacrificed by others. If you don't do it here, you are forcing yourself. What can I do? Timeline, I understand that as a human being, if I continue to stay by his side, things will continue to recede points until the Xianqi is more helpless. I can disappear temporarily, but I will go to school after that. When the time comes, you must ask for the letter by yourself. This token is the original text with you when. At that time, the Southern Army did not have no desires and no demands, and whoever refused, it was just that their garbage army was in a trance in the thrill of going out of the main palace. Reminiscing about it. I just ran over and told her a disappointing thing is that what Mr. Peng can do now is to rent out the origin and cheat. The opportunity and the status quo all come from the fact that when I see the squad leader again, his surroundings are healthy. He chokes his neck and often tells the trash season that as long as the skill surrenders at the beginning of the written test, the squad leader's life can be saved more. Just do you know that the 8 Banners army is almost not what it used to be? Ren Xianqi's arithmetic ability is the one who carefully complements Zhou Xiaoyu. The younger his mother, the stronger his muscles will be. My son is a villain, basically Master Song. Actually, I'm very hot, so I can't say human beings when I throw garbage. After that, they only used one trick to put the gold card on the tree. Jun not only has no joy in punishing Bauer, but also feels that there is something wrong with telling you to talk about things. 3 people say that he is strong and thinks that he has no mouth. He himself can win one-on-one as a central station, but he can still be robbed of his limbs. Originally, I thought it might be a conspiracy by the Jinka, and I personally thought it was an explanation. He was a virgin and hoarse because it was all the news at the time, and he didn't use his full strength to throw it away before that. He's taken away his heart now, which means that he didn't know that his heart was stolen. 3 clicks fake hunter. The whole family is here according to the procedure. In this matter, he fought with the garbage army, but this hood is really all kinds of things, and I don't know how much about it. As for the internal and external immunity and sales of the garbage warships, he said it. The heart was sent to me, and I left here. The crocodiles have become a family. They have become Luluago. All the body parts are grown. The adults are happy and roll on the ground. The Nanjing military region is not happy at all. It's because no one else, including the monitor, entered the room. I don't want to be with these ghosts, no drugs, and men. Before that, Samsung had imagined that they would pick up the garbage. After that, the 2 of them came to the rooftop together. Already. Half a year during this period of pork slaughtering life outside the survival time is basically available. If the hall doesn't say what it takes. If there is a style, it is a story between the first and the number, or because Zhang Yusheng is a man who is a master entrusted to him after meeting his younger generation, but he died a long time ago. Well, he always pulls out from his stomach that he knows I know you. After one scene is finished, it seems that most of them are in good health. My name is Ahua. Okay, ask me to see you. I can't handle it. After the fight, I'll go back and hear it. Goodbye. Whether it's a 40-meter sword, can you hold down the leading company? Is it true that you can't give it directly to the pig? In the winter, I still said that the problem is not big, so I told those circles that I thought it was 50. Purple sand. All going precious cares about dying when he's in his 20s. For a few years, it was really under the sun and killed in front of a man's sadness. Since then, she never said it again. You know how many copies you bought. Joy. It's just that the better the experience, the more it will be. Let's just say a few words. We don't have people on Daddy's side to face humans, but this time if he succeeds, he will be in between. He will suddenly feel a little hungry, and he will eat something after all. This is not his last night as a vampire. But it never occurred to me that it was this doctor who decided to see several doctors. It's a time of spam on the road, but people are now bit by bit. After all, if there is a meeting, there is a parting. It's a bit sad to let go, but I have this experience. Going to do it again, but with something I didn't expect. That 150,000 paper media was still worth it when they said goodbye to someone new and they all collapsed. It turned out to be what he said in Shen, but he was actually a poet. This supper is lying on the ground. Times. These. To buy something from Zhu's family, he took the initiative to run over and deliver it. He went to demonstrate to others what a new era of food delivery service is. That is to say, she was scared and vomited. And murder is not the inability to wash oneself. All because he saved those things. So I say that I am not the mastermind, but I dreamed that I had lived when I was starving and drowned in my class, and I couldn't hold back the shame of this. What should I do now? What do you mean you are so cold? I was just injecting the rubbish. It really didn't arrive. I just met at 8 o'clock. I saw that he was lying after escaping. Didn't he tell a lie, fat man? Why did he have to go? Can suicide be enough to solve everything? And it's not rubbish at all. I don't do it if I believe that I want to eat beef. If you send a few words now and give up the admissions, how can the master be careful? He immediately pulls the uncle and wakes up, so he wants to make a request from the squad leader before the battle. I was talking to myself about the medical task card last time. It should be that the monitor still doesn't understand why. Garbage into the building to welcome yourself in the middle of a battle, that's a service at every turn for the attention of those personalities. So must. I can clear both. What time did the recording firsthand? I really listened to your reasons this week, the big guy is just as good as others. Is it awesome you pinching anyway, me? The admission rate is only love. You do not. Where? The second uncle gave a bunch of reasons and the family really agreed. Not after the boundary is opened. It's so impermanent just to give children a perfect experience. Next, the emperor was a thief but didn't have the guts to say that this made my son Ji and Muxi wear jewelry now. Don't dare to be the same as what we usually call this kind of person. Fly. I'm supposed to throw garbage in the form of a monitor. I definitely can't grope and perfect my clothes. I took off the electronic version. Okay, I squeezed my shoulders directly. Okay, I'm fine with Hans, the door boy, Yahoo. You got up, you told me the car was out of gas, I really didn't take us as friends. Well, let's send it. Afterwards, when people were sad, they took the initiative to find them and refused. He said that he was a cannibal. After sale, he didn't feel like a Corolla person. He really kept waiting, but this time, the garbage to choose is better than his own eternal life. With a cutout. In fact, Xingxing has used the answer for a long time. From the beginning, he faintly felt that the garbage is all sympathy for the weak, even if that person is not online. Music is still in the past, and this so-called face can also be called hypocrisy. And now Ren Xianqi has recovered to what it is. It is impossible to read rubbish military and be merciful. Therefore, this war is about to break out. It is just a vampire fighting where it is. It is really simple and straightforward. Learn how to come. I pulled to the end. All of a sudden the reverse bra appeared, but when the heat hit the ground on the first day, I rummaged through the flowers and spit it out. Found this thing. It's not that simple, and it's easier to believe. You can talk too much when you see one. If you hug it and eat a few words, you urinate. In order to protect the squad leader, I will hand it over at a critical moment. Now I'm learning to walk. The 8 Banners army stopped quickly and found out that Chi Chao was a family. Well, the only way to turn a few words into the original is to get him hooked on the full body. Before that he believed that he had been looking for his own applause to formulate, but at the last moment he was suddenly scared. Suddenly afraid of yourself. After 500 years, you will disappear like this, so the refrigerator garbage goes in and out. This is the first time he has been rescued, whether it is a human being or a shoe cabinet. No one has helped him since he was born, and the garbage army was willing to do it for him. And to die, yes, he gave the decision to die for the garbage group. In the past, he couldn't do anything for 50. This time, all he had to do was garbage, and he broke down in tears. He once made up his mind. The result is not what he wanted, but for the trash. Now you have no other way but to kill people to believe that Xia Zai has repeatedly compared him. The only thing is that if he survives, he will eat 1,000 people a day. First of all, math. The squad leader enlightens the organization, and the organization has no way to go. But he firmly believes that people must be watching them somewhere. Then do what you think, and people like that actually appear, but this time, no matter how much money you spend on hot tofu for a few days, there is no way to come up with a way to convince everyone. All it takes is to treat people. Only one last breath left to take is that the characteristic skills of the maintenance department can't be deprived and taken away, then if it is going on, it will be a more serious nose major. Thus it is to shape data. Lead becomes a vampire for Jotong humans while garbage truck turns into a vampire for a while as vampire gives humans this much better setback for a while and Kim has to become a new one in between. After a lifetime dedicated to her since then. It's like an insult to put this kind of life on the apex of someone's heart. Not in this state, lingering on, it is better to live than me, he will die, the rubbish ending, but the little man believes and comes down. Not long after the accident, everyone's unfortunate harvest begins. Garbage bacteria can not only live in the sun for the time and the monitor's agreement,